Good morning, everybody. From day 4 at EuroShop 2023, I'm Moritz, and I have a tremendous guest today with me, Jason Murphy from IMS Evolve.
Morning.
Jason, would you mind tell us a little bit about your role in the company and what you are doing?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Great to be here. Really enjoyed the show so far. So my name's Jason Murphy. I'm the Managing Director for Global Retail for IMS Evolve. So we are quite a small business based in Milton Keynes. We've been working in the IoT space from before the turn of the century, so over 25 years now, before IoT was IoT. And we work predominantly with large retailers, monitoring the really high energy consuming business critical assets within their stores. And we're deployed across Europe and the US, North America, and currently working in Australia as well. So we're quite well spread and really well established within the retail industry.
So you're really working all around the world with large retailers?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So can you tell us a little bit of your own background, how you came where you are today?
Yeah, I'm not a techie. So I work within a technology business, within a software business, but my background is retail. So I spent over 30 years working in retail. There probably isn't a job I haven't done in a retail store, right through to general manager, before transitioning into central roles with the UK's largest retailer, working in the energy and maintenance divisions, running field teams, but also heading the support office and change team for that maintenance and energy division, before moving on to the food quality team. So heading the national team that ensured stores were selling good quality food, safe and legal. Before in 2015, I jumped over into the technology field, and now I work across the UK and predominantly in North America with some of our largest customers, really helping them understand what our technology does, but also helping them with that digital transformation journey. So we're just not putting software into a business, we're really helping our customers and standing alongside them with that journey of how do we really release value from our software and around their business process.
Interesting. So you really made the move from a consumer of technology to a vendor of technology.
I did, yeah. I become fascinated probably about 2012 when I was leading the maintenance and energy division support office and change teams. I was really looking at how do we make that division, which is a cost burden on a business and never has enough money because, you know, there's a limited budget that's always available for these areas. How do we make it more effective and more efficient and do more with the money we have? And I was looking at sort of people, processes, but also technology. So how could technology help us really transform the way we managed our maintenance and energy business, reducing the cost, but also making it better for our colleagues and associates in stores. And that was always a key focus for us. How do we help them with what is really important in retail? It's the customer and it's the product. So quality product, availability, good assets, and make it simple for them in their day job in stores as well. So they're not constantly having to get taken away from, excuse me, managing and working with their customers to deal with something that's broken. And actually, that's where I first come across IMS Evolve. So I was a user of the software. It was already deployed within Tesco, predominantly then really within refrigeration. And I just become really fascinated with how if we get the right data, understand what that means, and if we put that to work, and as far as possible, make it simple in terms of the processes that it drives in our business as a retailer, we can really get strong value out of that. And that's where my journey with this product become. And that's sort of 11 years later. That journey is still evolving. I still haven't found the limit of the product yet. We're still finding new things we can do.
That sounds pretty like you really need to dig into the details and understand a lot on that data topic.
Yeah, I think it really helps. Two things for me. So if data is really important, but unless it makes sense to a retailer in their day job, it's just jargon. And often I can be guilty of this a little bit now after sort of 7-8 years on the other side of the fence of getting really excited by the technology. But the only thing that's important for a retailer, whether it be the store operations, the maintenance team, the food quality safety teams, the energy teams, is what does it do for me? Gotcha. And we have to be really, really focused on that and really simplify our language and help them understand that and help them with that journey. And that's where I see we do really well, standing in partnership alongside our customers. And we get really excited about the data. We've got some great guys that you've members of the team that you've met this week that just get so excited around finding things within the data and taking it to our customers and go, we found this, it will do this, it will save this. And that just doesn't seem to be a journey that ever ends.
Interesting. So that's really about, they even weren't aware that they have that data and can get use of it. That sounds for me like...
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we do is really important, because if you think about retailers and their infrastructure, a lot of it's been built up over many years, and it's expensive. You know, the refrigeration infrastructure, the heating, ventilation, the control infrastructures that go with that, it's expensive. It's a big investment. So it's not something that can be rapidly changed, that there's not the money available. So what we do is put that IoT layer over the top of their existing infrastructure to pull out the raw data and standardize it and bring it into, you know, a 2023 manageable infrastructure. And we do that in partnership with you guys. So we're using the Lenovo Edge device in stores to harvest that data and manage that data. And what we see within that is just such a rich vein of opportunity for our customers.
So that sounds also, you need a real close partnership to your customers and a lot of trust to allow you to get that data and work with that and everything. So
absolutely, yeah, it is. I think the most important thing about anything is the trust-based relationship, and I think we really do a good job of that because we are very focused on what's right for them. We really understand retail. We really understand where the opportunities are, and we work with some of the most amazing and biggest retailers in the world. So we learn. You know, I would call it a relational approach. We learn, they learn, we learn, they learn, and that value we create together is where the sort of magic happens, really.
So that sounds like, I mean, it's a continuous involvement every day after day, and
it never ends. It never ends. I don't tire of one of our subject matter experts or refrigeration experts just on the phone to me or dropping me a note saying, I found this. And I'm like, I don't understand what this is. help me understand what that means. And when they take me through it, I go, wow, this is great. And the excitement of then taking that to a customer and saying, look what we found for you. Or alternatively, you know, customers get faced with different problems. If you look at retail at the moment, it's probably under its most pressure as it has been for many years with the cost of living crisis, inflation. The retailers that can mitigate as much of that cost rise as possible for their customers, they're going to be the winners. And we're already starting to see that with shopping patterns shifting to more value retailers. We're starting to see some of the larger retailers really expanding their value lines to try and keep that price down and help customers. So there's a pressure around those cost lines, and you know they also will come to us and saying, I need to change this, or I need to do this. I don't want to run all my lighting all the time anymore. I want to turn it off at a different time. And with our infrastructure, we can read and write. And once it's established, at a press of a button, a software deployment, we can change all of those things. So it is really a two-way partnership.
Okay, I think that sounds pretty important. So I'm wondering if a customer engages with you, right? And they tell you, hey, can you please have a look at that? What's the turnaround, or how many weeks, months, years, whatever, do you need to implement such a solution at the customer side?
It really depends. What we like to do is go through a couple of stages, is because although retailers feel similar, it's a shop, sell stuff, you know, everyone's slightly different in the way they do that. Everyone's at a different stage of their journey around infrastructure, assets, IoT, all that type of stuff. So, you know, we will have an initial engagement session, and we're looking to work with multiple stakeholders, not just the maintenance team or the energy teams. We want this food quality safety teams. We want the retail ops.
So you're really covering the whole
and find out what's important to them and where they're struggling or where their current pinch points are. So that'll be the first part, and then we'll investigate the infrastructure. And then the next phase after that is to agree a really strong framework for a pilot. You know, we want to do an amount of stores, and we want to be looking for this set of outcomes, i.e. we want to reduce refrigeration energy spend by this amount. We want to reduce food waste by this amount. We want to improve food quality by this. So go into these trials with a really strong framework, so we all know if we've been successful, because vagaries then lead to delays. And then from then there'll be a decision and a rollout. So, and depending on the retailers, we've done this in 6-7 months. We've done this in 1 or 2 years. It really depends on where that retailer is. And I don't think we can ever put a timeline on it. You know, we can go as fast as a retailer can go. And also we can go as fast as the complexity we're faced with. So sometimes that means we need to do some work. So.
Interesting. So if you're looking in a little bit into the future, what do you think might be topics coming up for those companies also where you can help them?
Yeah, I think the pressure, as I've already described, is around cost of living crisis, inflation, and how do we, I think we'll see more retailers coming to us looking to reduce their cost, and to Lenovo. I think the key is going to be, because there's less money available to invest in pilots, trials, there'll be a lot of asking and there'll be limited opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be really strong around that, identifying the business case and trying to shorten the timeline on the trial. So while some people might have gone, let's run it for 3 or 6 months, they're looking to move very quickly now. Now, can we get it in? Can we prove it out within 8 weeks, 12 weeks? Can they then go and roll and scale quickly? So I think the challenge we're going to be faced with is being really, really strong around the business case and the outcomes, and speed to trial, speed to prove, speed to deployment.
Yeah, so speed seems to be very important. I could imagine. So if you're going to deploy that solution with one customer, they will have a big head off for everybody else, because they are more effective and save costs a lot and everything. So
I mean, the biggest deployment we've done, and I wouldn't like to do it again because it was a very stressful 6 months. I still slightly wake up in a cold sweat at night sometimes. Was we deployed 5,300 stores in under 6 months.
Wow.
It was incredible pace. And that depends on, the aggressiveness of the customer, their ability to operationally maybe install the gateways, that type of stuff. But, together, if we really, put our arms around each other, we can go quickly.
So I hope Lenovo is supporting you in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the partnership and on that way. And so what do you think we can, like from the Lenovo side, do more and help you a little bit more on your journey?
Yeah, I think, we're at an early stage in our partnership within the first year, and what we do is quite complex, and you work with lots of partners. I think the more we can do to help educate your teams around, what's the opportunity, what's the in with customers, how do we get them excited? So I think that's for us to work together on. And then obviously supporting us when we get customer demands to go quickly around sort of hardware and stuff, that's imaging, getting them out to the right place. They're the things that will be really important for us. So moving quickly.
So speed. It's all about speed.
Yeah, it's all about speed. But also, I think what I've really been impressed with Lenovo, and we've had other partnerships around sort of gateways, and these partnerships, particularly with Lenovo, is really important for us to be associated with such a strong, trusted brand. And your ability to, support us and help us be at events like this, talking with customers together, is really important to us as a small company in technology. And I think your guys' enthusiasm and investment around IoT and the edge technology and the hardware has been really refreshing, because we've seen a few false storms in this space where we get some new hardware and it sort of disappears within a short period of time. But you guys are constantly innovating and helping us bring the price down and bringing new opportunities to customers. And I think that's been a really impressive part of our partnership that we've not had before. So it's really cool. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that very nice feedback.
You're welcome.
So you're at the booth at ours?
Yep.
Okay, so people, if you want to learn anything more about that topic, please walk by at Hall 6 at the Lenovo booth, and we are happy to welcome you there.
Yep.
Thanks a lot for sharing that very interesting insight with us.
Brilliant. I really appreciate the opportunity and look forward to seeing anyone who wants to join us on the stand.
Thanks,
Thank
Jason.
you.